Hello and welcome to the 7th event of our Geometry Dash Clan Tournament bracket. Today we have GOOBA vs LEL. I'm your host Treble PKGD as always. I'm here with my co-host Fox Zenux that will be helping me commentate, and we'll explain a little bit about today's event.
Today's match we have the levels Lotus by ZeroSR, INFLAMMABLE INFUSION by Vonic, and Grind District by Airzyy, and they will all be 15-minute long matches as they're all long length.
With that said and done, let's introduce our players for the first round. So, moving over here, we can see we have Lotus, and yeah, we have our players for GOOBA, Kess, and Cloud. For LEL, we have Whitechapel and zLuos. So, Kess, how are you feeling about the match today?
I feel pretty decent about the match. The ship at 21 has kind of been giving me grief recently, but I feel pretty decent about it.
Okay, awesome. And how did your practice go?
I think it went pretty well. I didn't have time to play on Wednesday or Friday, but I've had pretty much a good amount of time to play every other day, so I feel pretty good in my practice.
Gotcha, okay. And moving over to Cloud, how are you feeling about today?
I'm feeling really good. I didn't have much time to practice, like 1 or 2 days, but I do feel comfortable I can get far consistently, and the levels is really fun, honestly.
Okay, awesome. Sorry. We do have our one missing player actually messaging me right now saying, am I too late? I'm trying to tell them if they get in here right now, we can get them connected to the mod. So I'm hoping that we do see them join here. I'm going to continue with moving on. Well, actually, zLuos doesn't want to be interviewed. So let me see if they do happen to join. 1 second. Oh yeah, we'll fix that too. 1 second. This was quite the change of plan here.
Yeah.
Okay, everything should be visible again. That was because of the last stream. I'm waiting for this one player to get here. I did ask everyone to be here early. Did they join yet? Let's see. No. Can they please respond to me? I don't want to have to just start, but I do want to give them a... Did they join?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to move to the starting soon screen for just a second, and I'm going to get them connected to the mod. We're going to get started. Okay, I apologize for that. We actually have all our players. That is good. Awesome. So, I'm pretty much going to get this started right away because we do have a player that needs to leave. So, if everyone can quickly hit the refresh button under the red X, the update button in other words. I'm not sure if Whitechapel knows what I'm saying. Can you? There we go. Perfect. Awesome. Yep. So, we're going to start our timer in 3, 2, 1, go. 15 minutes begins. Everybody should be getting server deafened. Yeah, okay, so starting with Lotus today. Sorry for that bit of a bumpy start there. We thought we weren't going to have Whitechapel in the round today, but we did ultimately get them here. Also, let me quickly fix that.
Very glad they were able to show up.
Yeah, so we'll quickly get into a little bit of our player information right away for the GOOBA players of today's event. If I quickly pull this up. One moment. So for Lotus and the GOOBA players, we have Kess, whose hardest is Omega. They've also beaten levels like Wazaretta and Digital Descent. We see Cloud in the bottom left here, whose hardest is Ghoul, which is like it's around like 500 on the Arettal. They've also beaten levels like Cosmic Ray and Super Serious World, which is actually a really cool level. Super Serious level is kind of awesome, actually. I do want to ask people in the chat if the music is sounding fine. It's not too quiet, it's not too loud. I can adjust it, and we should really start to focus on our round here. So the qualifying percentage for this is 32%. We see our bonus multiplier starting at 55, at 76, and 100% as usual. As it stands, nobody has gotten points yet, apparently, at least.
Oh, there we go. It is updating.
Points, yep, it says
Cloud should be getting points as well. Yep,
so that puts GOOBA into the lead at the moment. We did see Whitechapel die there. I wasn't too sure if that was in the qualifying percentage.
It was 29, unfortunately, just 3%.
Right before the qualifying percentage. So, yeah, we do see GOOBA taking the lead at the beginning here, but we're only not even 2 minutes into the round. LEL could definitely pick it up and steal the win, or steal the lead in this round. Lotus is an interesting level. This was one of the first legendary rated extremes, I believe. It was not the first, but it was definitely one of the first.
Yeah, that is a cool level. I think it looks good.
It is a cool level. It's got some cool gimmicks to it. Nice colors.
Yeah. Yeah.
As for how it plays, it's a little gimmicky. You can see in this first cube, you see like that sort of like weird bouncing platform thing that's going on. But yeah, no, this level's cool. We do see right now Kess is in the qualifying percentage. Cloud just making it into the qualifying percentage. zLuos, we can't actually... Oh, their percentage is in the top right. They're actually at 46% at the moment. So they are in the qualifying range as well. Getting points on the board for LEL. This will be their first qualifying run. Both players for the GOOBA clan kind of going here. Unfortunately, Cloud does die, but that is good points on the board.
Kess approaching that 2x multiplier.
Yeah, this is a very, very good attempt. They do make it to the 2x multiplier, but they die right after. Hey, but that is 2 times their points. So that's very, very good. As it stands, everyone's kind of towards the beginning right now. If you want, Fox, you can talk a little bit about our LEL players for today.
Yeah, sure. So starting with Whitechapel, their hardest is Truefet, and they have also beaten Cold Sweat, so some very interesting hardest completions there. Moving on to zLuos, they have beaten as their hardest Renovant, and they've also beaten Rust, Shardscapes, and Coaretta.
Alright, so 2 very, very talented players, both with, what did you say? Did they have list points both? What was zLuos' hardest? Was a little
unfortunately, like, Renovant did just fall off.
Just fell off. You're right. That's right. Yeah.
So zLuos no longer has list points, but I'm sure they'll get it back considering they have multiple levels, like in the 200.
Definitely.
Within the top 200. So yeah, very good players today. One thing I would actually like to mention about GOOBA is they were kind of thrown into this last minute, so we did have another clan drop out. So we're very thankful that they actually pulled a team together for us.
Yeah, so Comp did drop out of this event. GOOBA managed to get, they were willing to join very quickly. They've been very good to work with. So yeah, we do appreciate the GOOBA clan jumping in here. Very short notice. Yeah. Alright, as it stands, we see Cloud about to get into the qualifying percentage. The current standings are 382 points to GOOBA, 238 points ahead of LEL at the moment. But Whitechapel about to get their first qualifying run here, maybe. They're definitely getting close. It looks like,
Oh, a death at 30, that's unfortunate.
yeah, that's very unfortunate. But zLuos does make it into the qualifying percentage. Cloud also still going. Oh, dies right past the 1.5 times multiplier, so that's really good points on the board for GOOBA. This is a very good start for them.
GOOBA over a completion ahead already.
Yeah, so it's outside of a completion game. 315 points ahead of LEL at the moment. LEL are definitely going to have to pick up the pace a bit here. Alright, so everyone outside of the qualifying right now, yeah. We do see both players for... Oh, never mind, actually, Whitechapel kind of at the beginning. We do see zLuos and Cloud, and actually Kess as well, on the way to the qualifying percentage. Could be seeing 3 qualifying attempts here. Ooh, Kess dies at 32. Oh, actually, that is qualifying. That is exactly qualifying, so that is points.
Not the worst place to die, but, you know.
Definitely not the best place either. But, yeah, 31 would be a lot worse.
Yeah, 100%. zLuos with a death at 55. I was gonna say that was their best attempt of the round so far. It's actually not. I believe their best so far is 63.
Gotcha. I feel like every time I look in this bottom left corner, Cloud is on a run. You see them currently at 72%. Has Whitechapel still not made it to the qualifying range? I've seen them die right before it a lot of times.
Yeah, they seem to be really struggling with that ship.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate. They're getting really, really close to getting points on the board. They just can't quite make it that tiny bit further. Kess on a very good attempt here. GOOBA taking a very strong lead to begin with. Could definitely be holding this for the rest of the round, giving them the first clan score of today's event. I don't believe we've seen a completion quite yet, but Kess is currently at 75%, so we could be seeing a completion here. Ooh, unfortunately not. But again, very good points on the board. In fact, Kess and Cloud have been staying really close together, both actually just 6 points apart from each other.
That's insane.
Yeah, they've been staying very balanced out. However, it is actually outside of a 2 completion game right now, so for LEL to pull this back in the first round, they're going to really need the GOOBA clan to sort of start throwing, and they're going to need to lock in.
Yeah. I mean, zLuos to just get another 55 death. They've been dying in the 50s a lot, so they did bring it just barely back into a 2 completion game here, but, yeah, within 2 completions. So it's going to be, still going to be very rough. Yeah. Especially with Cloud getting another 79 death, that's going to be in the 2 times multiplier.
I do see the question in chat, any completions yet? Not quite yet. We've seen some good attempts though.
Multiple deaths in the 70s.
It is worth mentioning, this is actually not the easiest level of today. We're only doing Lotus first because one of our players needs to leave, like pretty much as soon as this round ends. So we've moved this to the first round. This is actually the second hardest level of today's event. After this, we'll be seeing Inflammable, Infusion, and then finally our hardest level of the day, Grind District. And actually, not long after this stream, we'll be seeing another live stream, which is going to be GDNL via CG. Just literally a couple hours after, if not, maybe even less than that. Just
about an hour after this stream.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure to watch that stream as well if you have the chance. Everyone's still kind of in the beginning right now. Kess approaching that first qual at the end of this slow speed ship.
Yep, makes it to the qualifying percentage. We see Cloud on the way there, and for the LEL players, both kind of in the beginning still. 1 second, just gotta respond to a player who DM'd me.
Currently, both GOOBA players in the qual, though Kess does die. Cloud approaching that 1.5 times multiplier.
Alright, so, yep, they are on a very good attempt here.
I didn't even realize GOOBA is currently 3 completions ahead of LEL,
Oh yeah,
so it is not looking great.
90-point gap. And actually, GOOBA would be considered like a bit of like a... I mean, technically they were not a part of the seeding because they had to get swapped in. But I think when you compare the players on the GOOBA team compared to the LEL team, they would be considered the underdogs here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So to see them actually getting the lead like this early on is very impressive.
For some reason,
Yeah, Whitechapel
seems
just
to
kind
have
of...
had that the game.
They gotta get points on the board. Come on, and we believe in Whitechapel.
Actually, both Whitechapel and zLuos at the exact same percentage right now, pretty much.
Oh yeah. Also, Cloud currently at 42. Could be getting to that 1.5 times multiplier.
I really wonder if we're going to see a completion this round. The GOOBA clan players have both gotten close multiple times, and also zLuos has gotten to the 50s a lot. It just seems like they struggle with the second half of the level a bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. But they have gotten pretty decent points on the board, all things considered, you know? 472 points.
Definitely.
They're still behind both the GOOBA players, but they are getting points on the board. We have 3 minutes, 17 seconds left. Can we see Whitechapel get points on the board? Can we see a completion in this round? That would be a crazy plot twist. We see Whitechapel get a completion.
Yeah, it would.
But actually, talking about completion,
Cloud on the
Cloud at
best
84.
attempt. This is the best attempt of the round. Ooh.
Unfortunate. But that was a very, very good attempt. A lot of points on the board. That actually opens it up to a 4 completion game. 1,000 point gap between LEL and GOOBA at the moment. I think at this point,
very, very rough.
It's pretty fair to say I don't think it's very possible for LEL to steal this, especially with Kess being at 87%. This could be a completion in the last few minutes. Oh, they died at 91!
That is so unfortunate. Come on, we gotta see one completion. It's been so close. Not only that, but we gotta get the Whitechapel
points on the board. It's alright.
Yeah.
We see Cloud actually kind of taking it away a bit here. Kess and Cloud were very close in points, but Kess has kind of gone. Sorry, Cloud has gone like ahead by quite a bit now.
Yeah, definitely.
Although Kess about to get back into that qualifying range. We do see zLuos currently at 50, or actually at 60% now, so they're in that 1.5 times multiplier.
I do believe this is zLuos' best attempt so far. Their previous best was 63 this round.
Yep, and they're currently at 73%. We do see Kess also on a good attempt here. So right now, all eyes on zLuos and Kess. Kess still going at 86% here. We could be seeing that completion. 90%. Oh, no!
Oh no!
Was that 95? Their screen kind of froze for a little
second.
That
was 94%.
94.
That was so
and also Kess
close.
dies as well. We have 56 seconds here. It's not looking too likely that we're getting a completion in this round, but it's still possible. It's still possible.
Yeah. Multiple deaths in the 90s, multiple in the 70s, and 86 death. It's been... I guess this ending must be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Based off of the amount of deaths we're seeing there.
What happened? We just saw a 94 death. And Considering
You're
we've not seen
approaching
a
the end of the
completion in
map,
this
though.
round, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
We have 10 seconds remaining. Once that timer hits 0, any death will be that player's final attempt. 3, 2, 1. Alright, keep an eye out for any deaths here. Oh, that's Cloud out. That's Whitechapel out. So it's just between Kess and zLuos now.
See if they can make the most of their final attempts here.
Both still going. Also, if Whitechapel can stop playing.
Oh, and that is a death from Kess.
So
Kess
it's
is
just
done. We're
zLuos
just
left.
Yep. zLuos on their final attempt.
They are in the qualifying range, though, getting a few more points on the board here.
Let's see if we can get that completion that we've been waiting for.
I mean, they got really close, right? 94%. They could
Yeah.
do it here. And then this on a good note. Currently at 63%. Just kind of saying that because I know it's kind of hard to see on the stream. They're at 70. They're still going. Could be getting into the 2 times multiplier. Oh, there we go. They have died. That is their final attempt over. That is all the players done. So to announce the scores from this round, we see GOOBA with 1,938 points. We see LEL with 852, meaning for the first round, GOOBA does get the clan score. We'll very quickly talk to these players. I know Cloud needs to leave, so I'm going to interview Cloud first. Cloud, how are you feeling about your performance there today?
I'm feeling good. I sold in the last like 2 minutes. I just could not get to the swing copter. I was extremely nervous too. My heart rate was consistently 130 to 150 this entire time. I think I did really good for. I think I did really good for my nerves.
Oh yeah, for sure. You and Kess were very similar in points. You know, you scored 983, Kess scored 955. Like, you two were staying very close together in points the whole time. Yeah, you did really, really good. I'll move over to Kess here. Kess, how are you feeling about your performance?
I feel alright about it. I think I could have done better. You know, I did sell that completion at 91, but if I'm being honest, the stadium pulse is also hitting me. I don't have my heart rate monitor on, but it's definitely up there.
Gotcha, yeah. These sort of events normally bring a lot of nerves. And I do believe both the LoL players do not want to be interviewed. So that brings us to the end of the first round. We're going to be going over to our break screen and we'll be swapping out to the next round. So we'll be back in 5 minutes. Okay, we are back. Right, let me... For the people, when I said I lied to chat, I just meant I already fixed it. Okay, we're good. We're moving back to the event screen here. So we are at Inflammable Infusion. For GOOBA, we have Scratch, we have NandUr, we see for LEL, we have Quick and Chocho. So for Scratch, oh, actually, I have people's, 1 second, let me just mute these. One moment. Okay, awesome. So, Scratch, how are you feeling about the match today? How are you feeling about your practice?
I'm actually feeling pretty good. I've been excited for the match for the past few days, been looking forward to it. I haven't been able to get that much practice in though. I have been trying my best.
Gotcha, well I wish you the best of luck. We'll be moving over to NandUr here. How are you feeling about Inflammable Infusion and the match today?
I'm feeling really good. I have managed to get 80 2 times over the past couple of days. I've gotten to the drop consistently. I've done drop to 100 a few times, so overall I'm feeling pretty good.
All right, awesome. Best of luck. Hopefully you can get your first completion in on this. And the LEL players do not want to be interviewed for this, which is completely fine. So if everybody can refresh the level, hitting the update button below the red X. Awesome. Okay, I'll be giving you your countdown and we'll get started here. So 3, 2, 1, go. Our 15-minute timer has started. The players will be getting deafened. So Inflammable Infusion, not a level I've really heard of before this, to be honest. Like when I got rolled, I mean obviously I looked at it because it got rolled, but it's an interesting level. It's a very you know, design level. Not a whole lot to say about it.
Yeah.
What I will say, or what I do have some stuff to say about, is our players for this. So for the GOOBA clan, we see Scratch. Their hardest is Sonic Wave. Other notable levels they've beaten would be Super, probably their hardest. Sorry, I mean Super probably level. They have beaten Super probably level, and they've also beaten Killbot. We do see NandUr. And NandUr's hardest is Of Ambrosia. They've also beaten Find the Answer. Yeah, Of Ambrosia is a definitely very interesting hardest. The invisible level. It's kind of different from most invisible levels. It's not like Sightless Sandstorm. It's not like what's it, Blind Blizzard. It's got like Decoration. It is a rated level. It was on the demon list at one point. Lost love to know, man. Gotcha. Okay. Well, let's say that. Anyway, as we can see, Quick is currently at 45%. The qualifying percentage for this level is 25. We see our bonus multipliers starting at 57, 77, then 100%. As it stands, GOOBA is currently in the lead with 106 points, only 27 points ahead of LEL at the moment. So we'll focus on the match here a bit, then we'll talk about our LEL players shortly. So right now, I mean, everyone's kind of at the beginning. Not really sure what to expect from this. I don't really know like the balancing of this level too well. I mean, the qualifying percentages would suggest it's generally pretty balanced. Just because the way that we have qualifying percentages work for these events is it should generally sit around 25% of the level's difficulty and 50 and then 75% of the level's difficulty. So
yeah, it seems to be a fairly well balanced level, and I kind of just get that idea. It not to be a little rude to the level, but it seems pretty generic design to me in both aspects of gameplay and deco. So I think we have our average extreme demon here.
I mean, that's not a bad thing though. I mean, I personally like levels like this, but we do see Quick in the qualifying percentage here. Getting points on the board for LEL, which is actually really needed because the gap has opened up to 116 points. So if they can lock in, they could definitely put the lead back into LEL's favor. Although Scratch into the qualifying percentage, they do get points, not enough to steal the lead, and Scratch is only trying to open up that lead even further.
Scratch approaching that 1.5. Ooh, spoke too
does
soon.
Die, unfortunately. We see NandUr into the qualifying percentage, Quick also into the qualifying percentage. In fact, NandUr is currently about to reach that 1.5 times multiplier, and they do. This is going to give GOOBA even more points. Do remember, if GOOBA wins this round, they have technically won the entire match because they got the win in that first round. It's a best of 3, and NandUr gets 86% as a new best. There's actually a new best too. So they got a new best in the round. If they could get that completion, that would be kind of insane. We see Scratch into the qualifying percentage here. Quick also making it into the qualifying percentage now. So yeah, because GOOBA got the win in the first round, LEL really needs to win this round to actually secure a chance at winning it all in the final round. It is a best of 3. So if GOOBA wins it here, we will still play out the final round, just out of respect to the players because they put a lot of practice into these things.
Everyone's still kind of at the beginning, but Scratch is now in that qualifying. In the meantime, while everyone's pretty early on, I would like to talk about the LEL players, starting with Quick. They have a hardest of thinking space, and they've also beaten levels such as Shimmer, Cosmic Cyclone, and Bloodlust. And moving on to Chocho, their hardest is Unknown, and they've beaten, in addition to that, Promethean and Arctic Lights.
Yeah, so again, very talented players on the LEL side, but it does show you this is another case of the GOOBA players kind of being the underdogs here and actually getting the lead. You know, both their hardest are easier than the hardest for the LEL players, but they're still, they're still outperforming.
So far, at the very least, it's still a very close game right now.
Yeah,
GOOBA in the lead by about 200 points, approaching that full completion lead, but of course, LEL definitely has more than enough time to catch right back up to them.
Of course, but we do see Quick dying in the qualifying percentage, and Scratch on a very good attempt here, actually, about to be at 80%. We could be seeing our first completion of today, which would be really, really big for GOOBA. That would take it outside of a completion game, and they get the completion. There we go. That is 250 points to GOOBA, opening up the gap to 430 points. So things changed very quickly. It is still possible for LEL to take the lead here, but it's gonna be significantly harder now. Very impressive from Scratch to get that completion in the round.
Very glad we got to see a completion today. I was a little I wouldn't say let down after last round, but it's always a bit more interesting when the players are able to beat the levels.
Oh yeah, for sure. We do see NandUr getting 50%, opening up that gap even further.
And Scratch on that's absolutely insane. In fact, if they could somehow beat it again here, that would be back-to-back, as they did not die in between that completion and this attempt.
They did say they didn't manage to get too much practice in, but getting 2 in a row would be even more impressive if that's the case. They're at 84. It's looking possible. And oh, they died the last straight fly. They got robbed.
That is so sad. Oh,
that
my
was about to be 2 in a row, but they died to the last straight fly, and they just continue to play after that like nothing even happened. They'll be back to that ending in no time, I'm sure. However, that does take it outside of a 2 completion game. That attempt, while, an unfortunate death, was massive for the GOOBA clan. They are really opening that gap now.
And Scratch already again on another very good attempt, though Quick is also not far behind them.
Yeah, Quick is also... Ooh, Quick does die at 49 though, and Scratch is still going. Ooh, they do unfortunately die, but again, a lot of points on the board, keeping it outside of a 2 completion game. 7 minutes remaining. Still, I think definitely enough time for LEL to pull this back, but I don't know how likely it is, because I think Scratch is going to continue to just keep getting points on the board.
In all fairness, though, Quick does seem to be picking up a bit of consistency here. Actually, they've been dying in the 40s a lot.
Yeah, they just died at 49 as you said that.
About half of their attempts so far have been deaths in the 40s, so...
We do see Scratch back into the 50s, and also NandUr in the 60s actually as well. So, ooh, Scratch does die. Can NandUr also get a completion here? Ooh, they do unfortunately die though. But again, the point gap is now opened up to 728 points, actually close to 700 now. But again, 6 minutes remaining. How likely is it that LEL can steal this? This would just be a secured spot in the quarterfinals for GOOBA if they can win this round. And we do see Quick actually going into the start position copy to practice the 40s, which is fair enough. That's allowed. They can do that. I was a little concerned that we're just going to start playing some random level, but start position copy is fine by me.
Yep. Oh, Scratch dies right before that 1.5 times multiplier at 55, I believe that was.
Unfortunate. But do they really need the points? Like, they've got a lot. They're about to hit 1,000 points, and with 5 minutes remaining, I'm pretty sure they can by themselves reach 1,000 points. Right now, 1,390 for GOOBA, 682 for LEL. 750 point gap. We see NandUr's screen is currently frozen. Oh, it's back.
Quick on a very good attempt right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Maybe that practice in the start position copy helped.
Yeah, I do believe this is Quick's best attempt of the round. They're now in that 2 times multiplier.
LEL's first completion of the day. Can they do it? And they do it. That's a completion for the LEL clan. 250 points. Attempting to close that gap. This would be quite the insane comeback.
Yeah, definitely.
And actually...
Quick actually catching up to Scratch in points.
Oh yeah, 831 points just scored by Quick alone. Although Scratch
on another good attempt.
Yeah, they're just constantly going. Unfortunate death, but is that enough? Yep, there they go, into the 1,000 point range. Quick also into the qualifying percentage here. It looks like Scratch and Quick are just... They've got it on lockdown now. They're just constantly getting points.
Yeah, it seems like their nerves have eased up a little bit.
Oh yeah, definitely. But is it really gonna be possible even at that? I mean, I think definitely possible still, but that would imply, I think, that Quick and Chocho just kind of both start beating the level, and the GOOBA clan kind of have to slow down a lot.
Yeah.
And honestly, NandUr with 583 points and hasn't beaten level yet, that's not a bad score when you consider that.
Especially considering they got 86 as a new best in the round.
It would be really funny to see them get that completion.
Yeah.
See Scratch back into the 50s here. And also NandUr in the 50s as well. Go NandUr, get that completion. No! 77 by Scratch there. That is exactly on the 2 times multiplier though. Yeah, I mean, it's an 803 point gap. I mean, Quick is currently at 45%. But with 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, we'd have to see a lot of completions from both of our LEL players here. I actually do believe Chocho just died too. It could have been a screen share, but it did look like he got a pretty bad lag spike there. Which would be an unfortunate way to die.
We see both GOOBA players in the qualifying percentage. NandUr does die. Scratch is still going. Oh, I see I have a lot of Discord notifications. I'm gonna have a little peek at that. One of the players from this round asked if they could pause for a minute. I mean, they can pause, but like we can't stop the timer. I mean, at this point, they just gotta keep going.
Yeah. Quick on a very good attempt right now. Scratch, I believe, just died a little bit before that 1.5 times multiplier. He hit 47%. They actually had a death at 56 that I missed. That's a very unfortunate spot to die. Though Quick is on another very good attempt. They might be getting a second completion for LEL here, and they
There
do.
we go. They get a completion. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted there. I had actually a surprising amount of DMs from different people there to just quickly go through. We are back on track though. So right now, 607 point gap, less than a minute remaining. I think at this point, it's definitely safe to say GOOBA's probably going to be getting the win here.
Yeah, at this point, it would be impossible for LEL to make the comeback. Though they did put up a very good effort, especially with that completion Quick just got.
Oh yeah, I mean, 1,232 points scored by Quick is very impressive. But again, it is worth keeping in mind that the GOOBA clan are kind of like the underdogs here, right? Like, I think every player so far,
and I would say by
clan,
quite a lot too.
Yeah,
not to say that the GOOBA clan players are bad, but like they really had to put the practice in to do this well, and it's very impressive seeing them perform at this high of a level against this strong of a team.
Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, I do believe a lot of the LOL clan are from the Venezuelan national team for the GD World Tournament. So
sorry to interrupt. Or every player's on their last attempt right now.
Sorry, I didn't even notice that. Yeah, good thing you mentioned that. I would have just been rambling away. Alright, everyone's still going. Oh, Chocho dies. And Quick dies, so the LEL team is out. NandUr dies. It's just Scratch remaining at this point. If you can make sure you're undeafening all of them, because I know Spark was saying he's going to be AFK. Yeah, awesome. Okay, if Quick can stop playing... I think Quick is still playing, but I prefer for them to pause. There we go. Oh, and then Scratch dies.
There it is.
So that is our round complete. So to announce the standings, 2,293 points for GOOBA, 1,524 points for LEL, which does mean GOOBA secures that spot in the quarterfinals because this is a best of 3, and GOOBA does get that point. So, Scratch, how are you feeling about your performance?
I'm actually feeling pretty good. I was not expecting to beat the level at all. I actually almost got close to beating it twice during the beginning of the match. I was feeling pretty nervous, but those nerves kind of weared off after I beat it the first time.
Oh yeah, definitely. We saw you nearly do 2 in a row and die to that last ship. But, I mean, ultimately, you did get the most points in the round here. You did a really good performance. You got a completion. Very good. Moving over to NandUr, how are you feeling about your performance?
I'm feeling awesome. I did not expect to get like a new best per se, but I'm very, very happy with my performance. I was confident. I didn't feel super nervous, aside from like getting to 86. But after that, the nerves just quickly wore off because I was just getting to qualifying like every single time. So I had a great time.
Awesome. We were rooting for you to get that completion, but a new best is just as good. That does bring us to the end of today, or the end of this round. We're going to be going back for one final round, just out of, you know, as much as GOOBA has won at this point, we are going to play out this final round just out of respect for the players. So we'll be back in just 5 minutes. And we are back. So, moving over to our main event screen. Oh, let me stop that timer. So, we have for the GOOBA clan, if Natsumi could stop playing real quick. And just go to the level menu screen just so we can, you know, all be there. We have, representing GOOBA, we have Zenux, we have Natsumi, and for LEL, we have AlecZD, and we have Goori. So, Zenux, how are you feeling about Grind District? How are you feeling about your practice?
I love the level. I didn't practice that as much as I really wanted to because I was busy with school for a bit and a few other personal things. But
Right.
I'm glad that I got as consistent as I did with the amount of time I had.
Okay, awesome. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Natsumi, how are you feeling about the match today?
Scared, and I didn't think I got enough practice, but I feel okay about it.
Okay. Well, again, I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you can, you know, surprise yourself. AlecZD, how are you feeling about the match today?
Yeah, I feel pretty decent. I didn't practice as much as I wanted, but I practiced, and it's okay.
Gotcha. All right. Well, once
I'm
again,
kinda
best.
disappointed and sad, but it's okay.
I see. I see. That's completely fair. Well, again, I wish you the
Yeah.
best of luck. Hopefully, you can get that point on the board for LEL, so they at least go out with a bang.
Yeah,
If
at
everyone
least.
can refresh the level, hitting the update button below the red X. There we go. Awesome. So, in 3, 2, 1, go. That is the 15-minute timer started. Everyone will be getting server muted. So, to end our match off today, we have Grind District, our hardest level of the day. I actually quite like this level, but I'm also quite a design level fan. You know, I like the style a lot. I think the color usage in this level generally is pretty good. There's a few parts that maybe not as good, but I like the pulses. I like the color changes. I think this level's cool. I would definitely consider beating this. So qualifying percentages for this are 29, 54, 72, and 100. We do already see Natsumi getting points on the board. We also see Goori currently in the qualifying percentage. So I'm actually going to talk a little bit about our GOOBA players here. So for the GOOBA clan, we see Zenux. Their hardest is Shardscapes, and they've also beaten Stereo, Extremeness, and Subsonic. We see Natsumi in the bottom left here. Their hardest is Faded Dream. They've also beaten Falcon 16 and Gravity. We'll talk a little bit about our LEL players soon. I do want to make sure I mute some of these screen shares because I can just kind of hear the music, and I want to make sure the stream can't hear that. There we go. Awesome. So, yeah, so this level's interesting. We see players currently. We see AlecZD in a very good attempt here. Currently at 56%. So actually in that 1.5 times multiplier range, could be going to that 2 times multiplier range. It's very close at the moment. I mean, GOOBA has 66 points. They're 66 points behind LEL. But that gap has opened up a lot more there with AlecZD getting that run.
To die at 74, so they just barely got into that 2 times multiplier, which is huge points for them. Yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting level. I've actually not seen it before this point. Very design, almost effect
Very
style.
1.9,
very
yeah.
interesting. Yeah, like 1.9 effect style. I think it's very interesting. Obviously can't speak for the gameplay, but
honestly, I think the gameplay looks pretty good. I think the gameplay looks pretty good.
Yeah. Alec approaching qualifying again, and they do reach it.
Yeah, AlecZD getting more points on the board. They're already our player with the most points in this round. Will we be seeing a completion this round, you know? It is again our hardest level of today. That's another great, good thing about these sort of events. It does actually show a few more levels that most people would normally not have seen. I do unfortunately have to mute because my buzzer's going, so I'm going to let Fox MX talk about the LEL players.
Alright, so for our LEL players, we have AlecZD, whose hardest is Poo Cute. They've also beaten levels such as 7 Clubs Up, The Hallucination, and then Solar Flare. So a very crazy couple hardest there. We're also top 150 on Pointer Crate. So by far our best player in this match today. Moving on to Goori with the hardest of Tartarus. They've also beaten levels such as the Golden Zodiac and Judgment Knights. So a lot of very good difficult levels there. A lot of List Demons from both of our low players in this round. I think that's showing a little bit so far just by the fact that LEL is taking a bit of an early lead, a little bit under a completion game. So definitely, especially with the amount of time we have left in this match, more than enough time for GOOBA to catch back up.
To answer that question in chat, Zenux and Natsumi's hardest are Sharkscapes and Faded Dream. I am back. Alright, let me lock back in here. Right now we see Zenux in the qualifying range, in fact in that 1.5 times multiplier range. We also see Goori in the qualifying range as well, but does unfortunately die at 42%. The current standings are 252 points to GOOBA, 650 points to LEL, meaning there's a 938 point gap. AlecZD on a good attempt here, and that 1.5 times multiplier, looking to get to that 2 times multiplier. I do believe no one has beaten it at this point. I highly doubt someone beat it while I was gone for that little bit of time.
Actually, it seems that I missed a 91% death from Zenux, which is very unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Very close to a completion on the board. It's quite a close match
definitely
still.
look like that. Yeah, still though, it would look like that completion's a bit needed as LEL is pulling away a little bit here, though Natsumi is in the qualifying.
It is outside of actually 422 point gap now. Yeah, it's definitely opening up. LEL looking like they're gonna at least get a point on the board here.
Yeah. As I was saying when you were gone, AlecZD is by far the best player in today's match. We got going here. They're top 150 on pointer crate.
Oh so yeah.
I think that's definitely showing here with their score being decent margin above all the other players in this round.
Natsumi
does have
80%. That's the second new best we've seen today.
Yep.
Closes the gap down to 560. Still a pretty large gap. I'm not too sure how likely it is for GOOBA to overtake at this point. There is still 9 minutes. I want to say anything is possible, but I feel like most of the times I'm saying that, it tends not to happen, but we'll see.
Yeah. Because generally, for the most part, I would say players...
Wait,
was that a completion? Yeah, they did. We completely missed that.
Well, there we go. A completion on the board for LEL, making it a lot harder for GOOBA to try take that lead back. That is the first completion of this round.
As I was trying to say earlier, generally players, for the most part, play pretty consistently throughout the match, and if anything, they just get a little bit more consistency towards the end. So when there is an early lead like this, it tends to stay. Though comebacks are always possible. They do happen.
Oh yeah, definitely. They're definitely far and few between, but when they do happen, it's always quite the little event to watch happen.
Yeah.
Right now we see Goori on a very good attempt again, actually currently in the 70s. Have they died between their completion on this?
I don't believe so, but I can't tell if they died in the first 5% because of the
You're so right. Yeah, you're so right. Well, we're gonna assume they didn't, because that first cube, I believe, is pretty easy, and they do get another completion. So that's likely 2 in a row. That's very likely 2 in a row for Goori.
Natsumi on a very good attempt right now at 90%, 91 with the new best.
Third new best we've seen today.
Absolutely.
We see Zenux currently in the 60s as well, and also AlecZD does die in the 40s. But Zenux on a very, very good attempt here. Could also be looking to get a completion. Oh, dies to 85% though. AlecZD probably on the best attempt of anyone right now, so all eyes on AlecZD.
Is not looking great for GOOBA in this final round.
All right,
multiple
AlecZD's still
players in
going.
qualifying
Ooh,
now.
74. Yeah, we see Zenux in the qualifying. I do believe Natsumi was in the qualifying but died. So I think we went all the way down to just having Zenux in the qualifying now.
Yep.
Oh, does die as well.
Phoenix
though.
consistently dying like in the 60 range, at least for their past couple of attempts.
Goori into the qualifying percentage. And also AlecZD into the qualifying as well. Natsumi into the qualifying. Everyone's getting back there. We have 6 minutes remaining. Again, to announce the current standings, GOOBA with 1,385 points, LEL with 1,921, 537 point gap. And like we said, AlecZD definitely the best player we've seen today, with like being top 150 on pointer crate. And again, it shows on their points. They are currently the player with the most points this round. In fact, both players for LEL over that 1,000 threshold.
Yeah, Goori not far behind at all. Again, another player with multiple list demons. Both players for LEL as well on very good attempts right now. And Alec does die, unfortunately, at I believe that was 64%.
Yeah, we see Goori in the qualifying, actually in that 1.5 times multiplier range.
Both Zenux and Natsumi with almost the exact same score right now. It's kind of crazy.
Oh yeah,
so that did just change with that.
Thing. Yeah, that does. Yeah, that did definitely open it back up. It's a 744 point gap right now with only 4 minutes 25 seconds remaining. It's already opened up to 828 points. Is it really going to be that possible here? I'm not sure, but again, this is a loss for GOOBA, or is very likely a loss for GOOBA, but they have ultimately won today's event, so they can walk away with, you know, feeling good about themselves for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Alec on another very far attempt.
Oh
They're
yeah,
now
currently
in
in the
that
70s.
multiplier.
Ooh, does die though. I mean, the 2 times multiplier though, it's a lot of points on the board. In fact, the point gap is just about to be 1,000. Zenux though, in the 2 times multiplier range, does die very quickly. It's trying to close that gap a little bit. Can they end it inside of a 1,000 point gap? We see AlecZD with 1,500 points. Very insane.
This is definitely our highest scoring match from pretty much all the players, or highest scoring round of today's match. Everyone is scoring very, very high. Almost all players at 1,000 points. I'm sure Natsumi definitely has a chance to make it there for the end of this match.
AlecZD on another crazy attempt here. And also Zenux, yeah, in the 2 times multiplier range does die. AlecZD dies as well. Everyone actually in the first cube right now. 2 minutes 37 seconds remaining. I think right now all eyes should be on Goori as they are the furthest. Actually, is AlecZD further? No.
He's just behind them right now.
Ooh.
Both LEL players in the UFO.
2 minutes remaining.
These 2 attempts here will definitely bring them to over 1,000 points ahead of GOOBA for this round.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, right now it's a 1,114 point gap, but yeah, in general, they are very, very ahead here. Both players on the LEL team definitely performing. Alright, just over a minute remaining. Right now, we do see Goori hitting that 1.5 times multiplier range.
We're also approaching that 2 times multiplier range. They do reach it, possibly going for a 3rd completion.
They're currently in the 90s, and they do get that completion. That is another 250 points to LEL, opening up the point gap to 1,513.
Insane performance from LEL.
Yeah,
this round.
definitely.
Popping off.
Just 23 seconds remaining. So it does look like GOOBA are not getting their clean sweep today. LEL does, you know, they do leave with a point on the board. Very respectable way to leave. Oh, AlecZD dies at the last click there. We see 3, 2, 1. Everyone is officially on their last attempt. Goori and Zenux both dying immediately. I do believe that's Zenux and Goori out. It is just Natsumi and AlecZD now. So Zenux can stop playing. Just making sure Zenux does stop playing. I think they should be able to hear me at this point. Yeah, there we go. We see AlecZD and Natsumi still going.
Both on very good attempts right now. Alec does die.
So it's just Natsumi left. Can they get a last attempt completion? Here. That would be a good way to end it off, but unfortunately not. So that does bring us to the end of today's match. To announce the scores, GOOBA with 2,455 points and LEL with a whopping 4,067 points. Let's talk to these players. Zenux, how are you feeling about your performance there?
Oh, sorry, I need to unmute him.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Hello. So, like, I had probably the slowest start I could have ever asked for, and then I slacked off at the end. But I liked the middle section of when I was playing. I was doing about what I would normally.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, ultimately, you scored 1,272 points, so it was a really good performance. Moving over to Natsumi, how are you feeling about your performance there?
I think I could have done better, but I'm kind of surprised that I did as good as I did.
Yeah, you still got over 1,000 points. It's definitely, you know, definitely a very good performance. All right, moving over to AlecZD. How are you feeling about your performance?
Yeah, considering I didn't even beat the level, it was pretty good. I mean, I died to the last jump. I can't believe I just died to the last jump, but...
Yeah, I saw that happen.
It's okay.
Yeah. You scored 2,170 points. You're still the highest scoring in the round. So yeah, once again, very, very good performance. I know Goori doesn't want to be have an interview here, so that's completely fine. That does bring us to the end of today's match, meaning LEL does walk away with at least getting a point on the board. Unfortunately, they are still going to be eliminated from the tournament, and GOOBA will be into the quarterfinals. Thank you everyone for joining. We will be having another match in literally just about an hour, which will be GDNL vs CG. So we'll see you in that stream. Can I say something before you go? Go for it. Sure.
Boyd, I'm gonna come for your head.
All right. Well, we'll see everyone in the next stream in just an hour. Goodbye.